My last video was more so closure for me, a definitive promise to myself to make sure I continue to strive on this channel, regardless of any hesitation on my end and slash or laziness. It was an affirmation for me, but this one is for you. Yes, you. The one who keeps putting off that thing, that moment, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain myself. I pray to God this video finds you when you're about to kick the bucket. And I really hope that you find some redirection with this. Because even though we all have all the time in the world, my loves, the clock is ticking.
Spread it like
That bird just kamikaze into a tree. Hey YouTubers and YouTubies, I'm Violet Express and still trying to get into this mic situation. This is weird. Also getting all of my affairs in order for all the content that I want to dish out on this channel. But before I begin that, I wanted to get this video out. Like I said, last video was mostly a therapy session for me, just to get back into the swing of this YouTube business. But this video, I want to give you some oomph. So if you see the title and you relate, pop squat. Mama Violet is gonna paint a picture for you. Growing up, I was told I was advanced. I either picked up stuff really quickly or I was told that I was a natural at it. Very watchful. I was very intuitive as a kid. And I was very sensitive to the responses and the emotions of the people around me. Like, I could read people very well. This inevitably inflated my ego because not only was I good, but I had people applauding my early gifts. I was a confident kid. I was never scared to be myself. Until middle school. I honestly kind of believe that I always had that need for approval, but it wasn't until middle school that I really started having trouble with school. I started having to work for things that I had typically been like really good at. I started having friends that like certain things and like to say stuff in specific ways. And I fully realized God and I were the only ones that saw my spiral. Everybody else thought that I had my shit together. And that added to me wanting to preserve that image. I experienced a lot of burnout. I started feeling like I wasn't good enough, like I wasn't cool enough, I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't smart enough, damn sure wasn't ambitious enough. And I started focusing on things I knew wouldn't help me progress, but they would definitely help me escape. Stemming methods that I'm currently trying to break as we speak. And those methods stifled my gifts and helped me ignore the shame of ignoring them.
I don't deserve to be this great, anyway.
Type shit. Just classic like 13 to 16-year-old behavior. Like, you have to love adolescence. But when those tics and coping mechanisms start to like transcend that period of adolescence, which I honestly think happens more often than not, you're in trouble. Because in thinking like that, I made the mistake of forgetting how funny and how jealous God can be. And I don't blame him. Like, if I gave somebody I loved and truly supported a gift, and then they put that shit on a shelf and just let it collect dust and started putting their energy into things that in no way benefited them or like fed them the way that my gift could, I'm crashing out. In fact, I'd sneak into their house and steal that shit back, or I would creep up on them and do their knees in. That's morbid, but effective. Luckily, my God is also merciful and loves the ever-living stink out of me. So he slowly sent reminders of his gift. And like a coward, I ignored them. Blaming it on imposter syndrome. I don't feel like it. I got artist block. I am needed elsewhere and I got better things to do. I don't feel like learning anything new. And eventually I got so disgusted by the idea of picking up a pencil or going into my video editor. But the reminders still came. Whilst I was in school and I had those art and film and media projects coming in, I was clocking out work like left and right, and it felt great. I found my angle of intent, my choice of medium, that satisfaction of getting a jump cut just right and syncing audio just right. Ooh, my God, it just felt perfect because that was my purpose, plain and simple, to create something. But I had it in my mind, my purpose was to make everybody else happy. I needed to get the grade, I needed to get the laugh, I needed to get the clout, I needed to get the guy. Instead of looking the problem I had in the face, I decided to settle and believe that I was the problem, and with enough pats on the back, I wouldn't be. Are you hearing me? And that need for approval is deeply rooted. Like I'm still working on it, but I want you to know that it's possible. It is okay to be quiet and to isolate and to hone your inner child. That voice that you hear, no, you're not schizophrenic. That nagging itch that you need to dial it back and you need to recalibrate. That things are going too far, but not so far that you cannot change. Plot twist. You can always change. You can always make the right decision, but it has to be a right decision for you. It has to be a good choice for you, not your mom, not your dad, not your sister or your brother or your friends or your fans or anybody, because only you have to walk this walk. Only you have to put up with yourself at the end of the day. And I'm gonna be real with you. If I fumble, I kind of want it to be on my own terms. And I want to be able to say that I tried and I tried for me. So what are some ways that we can turn the tide? I'm usually the type to just want to go all in, like just go big or go home. And I think a lot of that is the wow factor. It's usually an exterior experience, doing something to the max just to reap the hand claps and be told that I did something great. And I wouldn't say that I'm doing that this time around. I'm more so focusing on the interior. As introverted as I am, this method is a little tricky because even though it's very easy for me to isolate myself from people and puff my chest out and be like, nobody's opinions matter more to me than God's, it's just as easy for me to lie to myself. And I've done the lone wolf act before, but even then my confidence was getting fed by people like my mom or my sister or the few friends that I let in. So this time I want to be real about it and I want to truly focus on my voice and God. Now I know that there are people watching that don't believe in God, but you can't sit there and tell me that you have never experienced like signs of transition in your life. The universe has been calling you to let go of that pressure that you keep putting on yourself and denying yourself your right to success. And it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you're born into. It doesn't matter like what you were raised around. Unless you are a serial killer, you have a right to success.
Calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Along with actively listening to the voices that matter the most for me, I'm practicing gratitude above all else. Instead of feeling guilty or undeserving of the talent and the foundation and the resources that God has given me, I'm thanking Him for all of it. And that's really built confidence and self-assurance in me, like knowing that He has me better than anybody else. That's my day one. Day zero, actually. So I implore you to jot down everything that has fed you in your life without your like manipulation, like your hand in it. Like basically everything like outside of you that has fed you and giving you a sign that you have like a chance at this life. Write it down. I've also started getting my thoughts on the page, and yeah, it sounds cliche, it sounds simple, but it works. Instead of sinking into old habits, well, not old habits because I'm still trying to break them, into bad habits like doom scrolling and fan fiction and watching the same video over and over again on YouTube for whatever reason. Instead of letting those thoughts fester, linger in the subliminal, I'm putting them out there and I'm looking at them and I'm mothering the child that has felt them. And then eventually all of those murky thoughts get sifted through and I feel creative again, and I feel productive, and I feel eager to work. Those are all like methods and routines that I'm like implementing into my day to day, you know, just to maintain this mental. Got to be kidding me. Greatest dad in the world. All those things like really help with, you know, maintaining the mental stability that I have cultivated. I like to throw in a big trick in there like every now and then, and it's usually spontaneous. It's usually something that comes like from outside of me, and it's like news or invitations or something like that. Every now and then like I would get like a really big idea that I know I can't generate it like off the bat. I have to, you know, like flesh it out and put in my little tidbits and everything like that, and eventually it'll be something. But all in all, a big trick that I have set for myself is to accept challenges, take a risk, and to get used to it, like to make that a habit. Not like an impulsive risk or something like that. But instead of staying in a room where I know that I'm a 10, I will push myself into a room full of 20s and be an 11. I just think that we're more than this. And that's not demanding for you to have an answer right now. There are plenty of people out there with obstacles that are outside of their control that stifle their ability to just jump into whatever career choice, whatever dream, whatever, you know, whatever thing that they want to do. But it is a wish for you to stop trying to be one of those obstacles. And I don't have to tell you, okay, the universe is much better at giving wake-up calls than I. Like any decent parent, God saw that I was declining And he did my knees in. Okay, but he has humbled me. And in my defiance, I got annoyed. Like,
What is this?
why am I still here and I'm seeing all these fools my age out here doing better and bigger things than I am? Why am I stuck in this funk to the point where I genuinely cannot deal with myself? I honestly don't even like myself anymore. And why can't you just pull me out of it? Why can't you put me in a job where I can feed myself and the people that I care about? Why can't I hear you anymore? And why do I feel alone in this right now? Like, where are you? And then I shut the hell up for a second and I realized, damn, he never left me, but I definitely left him for a minute. It's time to lock in, besties.